Hi, this is one of our videos in our Numbers and Science unit, and it's entitled Prefixes. We're going to be making a lot of quantitative measurements in chemistry lab, and those measurements contain both a number and a unit. We've been spending a lot of time with the number in class. We've been using scientific notation. We have been talking about significant figures. We've been talking about how to read glassware. And now we're going to spend some time with the unit. So every quantitative measurement has a number and a unit. In the last video, we talked about SI units, and sometimes those base units aren't always the best size. For instance, when we were measuring the block in class, meter really wasn't the right unit. Centimeter was an easier unit for us to measure that block. So we're going to talk about prefixes and how to use them to change the size of a unit. So a prefix is what goes before the base unit. These are some common prefixes that we're going to use in chemistry. So kilo, and its abbreviation is a lowercase k. Its definition is 1,000, or 1 times 10 to the 3rd. Centi, lowercase c, it's 100th, or 1 times 10 to the negative 2. Milli, its abbreviation is a lowercase m. It's 1/1000th, or 1 times 10 to the negative 3rd. Micro has this Greek letter mu, and it's 1/1,000,000th, or 1 times 10 to the negative 6th. We can keep going because now we're getting down to the size of an atom. The prefix nano, the abbreviation is a lowercase n. Its definition is 1 times 10 to the negative 9th. And pico is, we're getting smaller and smaller, as you can see. It's a smaller case p, and the definition is 1 times 10 to the negative 12th. What we're going to learn to do is convert from one prefix possibly to another prefix, or just back to the unit that doesn't have a prefix at all. So let's go ahead and put the prefix kilo. Remember, it means 1,000. Let's put that prefix in front of the unit gram. So kilogram. So a kilogram is 1,000 grams. That is what we call an equivalence. A kilogram equals 1,000 grams. And we can write it like this. We can put a kilogram in the numerator and what it's equal to in the denominator, 1,000 grams. It's like dividing 1 by 1. They're exactly the same thing, okay? Or we could flip it. We could say 1,000 grams is equal to a kilogram. Again, this value would be 1 because these are the exact same amount. What you can't do is you can't put the wrong number with the unit. There's not 1,000 kilograms in a gram. So make sure you know your definitions, that 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams, and then you can just flip them however you need to, and keep your units. Always keep your unit. So let's see how we're going to do this. Let's convert 475 grams, and let's convert it to kilograms. Always start with what's given, your number and your unit. 475 grams. The next box is going to be our equivalence. Now, this is in our numerator, 475 grams. We have nothing in the denominator. It would be a 1. And so we want grams to cancel, so we're going to put the unit grams in the denominator. This grams is in the numerator. Now we put grams in the denominator, and they will cancel. And we want to convert grams to kilograms. That's what we want. We're going to put that unit on top. Now we have to make sure we put the numbers in the right place. We know that 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. And so our unit grams have canceled. We're left with the unit kilograms, which is what we want. And now we just use our calculator and figure out the answer. 475, because this is in the denominator, we're dividing. Divided by 1,000 is equal to 0.475 kilograms. So let's just go over the steps one more time. Start with what's given, and that is in the numerator. You don't want that unit anymore. You're trying to change it, so put that unit in the denominator, and then put where you want to go in the numerator. Make sure you know an equivalence for that, and so a kilogram is 1,000 grams, and then you go ahead and you calculate it out. So 475 divided by 1,000 is 0.475 kilograms. Here's another one. Let's use a different prefix. 32,000 micrograms, and let's convert that to grams. Well, we need to remember from a previous board that micro is defined as 1 times 10 to the negative 6 grams. All right, same method we used in the last practice problem. Start with what's given, 32,000 micrograms. We don't want micrograms. It's in the numerator here, so let's put it in the denominator here. We want to go to grams, so let's go ahead and put grams in the numerator here. What is our equivalence here? Well, from our definition, 1 microgram is equivalent to 1 times 10 to the negative 6 grams. Here what we're going to do is we're going to multiply 32,000 micrograms times 1 EE in your calculator, negative 6. And you come up with an answer of 3.2 times 10 to the negative 2 grams. The next problem is the hardest problem we'll have in this particular unit with prefixes. We're changing from one prefix to another prefix. We're going from nano to micro. And we did not memorize or learn any type of a conversion factor between nanograms and a gram, and a microgram, I'm sorry. So here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to start with what's given, nanograms, just like before. We're going to put nanograms in the denominator so it cancels, but we can't immediately go to that prefix micrograms because we don't know what the equivalence is between nanogram and microgram. What we're going to do is we're going to go from nanogram back to gram. We know from the definition that 1 nanogram is 1 EE negative 9th grams. Notice the nanograms cancel. Now we have the unit grams in the numerator. Oh, but that's not what we wanted. We wanted micrograms. So we're going to put the grams in the denominator now, so it will cancel with the grams here. And we're going to put the unit we want on the top, which is this unit with the prefix micro, 1 microgram. And from its definition, a microgram is 1 times 10 to the negative 6 grams. When we put this in our calculator, we'll do 52 times 1 EE negative 9 divided by, because it's in the denominator, 1 EE negative 6. And we come up with our answer, 0.052 micrograms. Well, I hope this helps. We're going to be practicing this a lot in class tomorrow. So hopefully with lots of practice and you all helping one another, you will be able to master the art of converting prefixes.